Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to practice one popular IELTS speaking topic, travel. Travel isn't just about visiting new places, it's also a great topic for expressing your experiences, preferences, and future plans in English. So let's practice together and learn how to sound more natural and confident. Let's get started. Part 1. Do you enjoy traveling? Absolutely. I love traveling because it gives me a chance to step outside my comfort zone and experience different cultures. Whether it's exploring a busy city or relaxing in the countryside, even trip teaches me something new. I think traveling really helps broaden my horizons, and I always come home with unforgettable memories and a fresh perspective on life. Whenever I have a few days off, I try to hit the road and discover somewhere new. How often do you travel? I don't travel as often as I like because of my work and other responsibilities. Usually, I take one or two major trips each year and a few short weekend getaways whenever I have time. Even a quick trip helps me recharge my batteries and get away from it all. I believe it's important to take a break every now and then to avoid burnout. Do you prefer traveling alone or with other people? It depends on the purpose of the trip. If I'm looking for adventure or want to challenge myself, I actually enjoy traveling alone because I have complete freedom to make my own plans. On the other hand, if I am visiting a new country or celebrating something special, I rather travel with friends or family. Sharing experiences with people you care about makes the trip even more meaningful, and it's always fun to make memories together. What kind of places do you like to visit? I'm especially drawn to places where beautiful natural scenery, such as national parks, mountains, or coastal towns. I also enjoy visiting historic cities because I love learning about local culture and architecture. Instead of going to crowded tourist attractions, I usually try to explore off the beaten path and look for hidden gems that most visitors miss. What's your dream destination? One place that's definitely at the top of my bucket list is Iceland. I've always wanted to see the Northern Lights, relax in the hot springs, and explore the country's dramatic landscapes. From everything I've seen online, the scenery looks absolutely stunning. I know it would probably be a once in a lifetime trip. I'd love to experience it someday. Do you like to plan your trips carefully? I usually strike a balance between planning and being spontaneous. I like to book my flight and accommodations in advance, so I don't have to worry about the essentials. However, I also leave room for unexpected adventures because some of the best travel experiences happen when you go with the flow. Being flexible often leads to unforgettable moments. Has traveling changed you? Definitely. Traveling has made me much more open-minded and adaptable. Meeting people from different backgrounds has taught me to appreciate different ways of thinking instead of judging them. Every trip reminds me that there's always something new to learn. I really believe that travel opens my mind and helps me grow as a person. Do you usually buy souvenirs? Not really. I prefer buying something practical or meaningful instead of collecting lots of souvenirs. Sometimes I'll pick up a local snack or handmade craft or a postcard that reminds me of the trip. For me, the best souvenirs are actually the memories and photos I bring home because they never go out of style. Part 2. Describe a memorable trip you have taken. If I had to choose one trip that truly stands out in my memory, it would definitely be my recent visit to New Mexico during the 4th of July weekend. Since it was a long holiday weekend celebrating Independence Day in the United States, it felt like the perfect opportunity to get away from it all and explore a place I always wanted to visit. I traveled with several close friends, and what made the trip special was that it wasn't just about sightseeing. It was a meaningful journey that combined history, faith, and time spent together. One of the highlights of the trip was visiting the Loreto Chapel in Santa Fe, where we saw the famous miraculous staircase of Saint Joseph. I had heard the story behind the staircase many times before, but seeing it with my own eyes was a completely different experience. The craftsmanship was incredible, and being there gave me a strong sense of wonder and appreciation for the faith and dedication behind it. It was one of those moments that truly stay with me. We also visited the Santuario de Tomayo, which is one of the most well-known Catholic pilgrimage sites in the United States. What impressed me the most was the peaceful atmosphere there. People came from different places to pray, light candles, and seek healing. For me, it was a chance to slow down, reflect, and reconnect with what really matters in life. Another memorable stop was the Cathedral Basilica of Saint Francis of Assisi in Santa Fe. I was amazed by its beautiful architecture, colorful stained glass windows, and the incredible history behind the building. Walking through the cathedral, I was fascinated by how art, history, and spirituality come together in such a meaningful way. Looking back, what made this trip unforgettable wasn't just the places we visited, but the feelings and memories I brought home with me. I learned more about the rich Catholic heritage of the American Southwest, spent meaningful time with my friends, and returned home feeling spiritually renewed and deeply grateful. It was much more than a vacation. It was an experience that stayed with me long after I returned home. If I have a chance, I definitely love to visit New Mexico again. Part 3. Why do people enjoy traveling? I think people travel for all kinds of reasons, and it really depends on their interests and state of life. Some people travel simply to relax and take a break from their busy routines, while others are looking for adventure or new experiences. Personally, I think one of the biggest benefits of traveling is that it pushes people outside of their comfort zones. When you spend time in a different country, you naturally become more curious, adaptable, and open to different ways of thinking. That's something you just can't learn from a textbook. Do you think travel is more important now than in the past? I'd say yes. Compared to the past, traveling has become much easier and more affordable thanks to budget airlines and online booking platforms. As a result, people have more opportunities to explore different cultures and connect with others around the world. At the same time, I think travel has taken on a new role. It's no longer just about taking a vacation. It's also a way to learn, grow, and develop a broader perspective on life. Can travel help people become more open-minded? Absolutely. I think travel encourages people to question their assumptions because they see firsthand that different cultures often have different values, traditions, and ways of life. For example, something that seems completely normal in one country might be unusual somewhere else. Experiences like that remind us there is no single right way to live, and I believe that's what makes people more understanding and accepting of others. What are the disadvantages of tourism? Although tourism brings a lot of economic benefit, it can also create some serious challenges if it isn't managed well. In many popular destinations, over-tourism leads to overcrowded attractions, higher housing costs, and damage to the local environment. On top of that, local traditions can sometimes become overly commercialized to attract visitors. That's why I think sustainable tourism is becoming more important than ever. How has technology changed the way people travel? Technology has completely changed the way we travel, and I say it's made the whole experience much more convenient. These days, you can book flights, find restaurants, and translate languages, and navigate unfamiliar cities right from your phone. That said, I think there's also a downside. Some people become so focused on taking photos or checking social media that they forget to enjoy the place they are actually visiting. Personally, I think technology should make travel easier, not distract us from the experience. Great job practicing today. Remember, becoming a confident English speaker isn't about using difficult words, it's about expressing your ideas clearly and naturally. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and keep practicing a little every day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.